Welcome back to CNN special coverage, a special town hall, Guns in America. There were many powerful questions from both sides of the argument this evening. One that struck us here in the studio came from Kimberly Corbin. She was raped in college by a stranger who broke into her apartment. Before her rape, she was in favor of gun control. Since then, she has changed her views. She even appears in ads for the NRA. This is what she asked the president.
As a survivor of rape and now a mother to 2 small children, it seems like being able to purchase a firearm of my choosing and being able to carry that wherever me and my family are, it seems like my basic responsibility as a parent at this point. I have been unspeakably victimized once already, and I refuse to let that happen again to myself or my kids. So why can't your administration see that these restrictions that you're putting to make it harder for me to own a gun or harder for me to take that where I need to be is actually just making my kids and I less safe?
Well, Kimberly, first of all, obviously, your story is horrific. The strength you've shown in telling your story and being here tonight is remarkable, and so really proud of you for that. I just want to repeat that there's nothing that we've proposed that would make it harder for you to purchase a firearm.
Kimberly Corbin is now nice enough to join us. Kimberly, thank you so much. You had remarkable poise asking the president a question on which you disagree with him so strongly. What did you think of his answer?
It's tough because I went into this knowing that no matter what I say, it's not going to change his mind. He's going to do what his administration is going to do, and it's more about getting the message out that this isn't about his administration versus the NRA. I think they kind of use the NRA as a boogeyman, whereas really the people that are on the pro-gun side of this argument are people like me that had no interest in this until I became a victim of a horrendous crime. And it wasn't until that point that I realized my vital right to self-defense is going to be the most important things for me and now my 2 kids.
Can I ask a question? And I'm sorry to even intrude, but you're raising the subject
That's
of
okay.
having firearms in the house when you have 2 children. I assume that they're young based on the fact that you look young. How do you keep the guns safe and protected so your children don't have access to them?
Without disclosing exactly where I keep them,
Right.
I go through a lot of training and make sure that these are kept completely out of hand. They're always out of reach to them. I make sure that I take the additional safety precautions. Because of their ages, I'm going to make sure that my choice is to have a gun with a safety. I know that there's different manufacturers that make those without safeties, and that's completely fine. But for this point in my life, I want to make sure that that's more of a concern for me and my family.
No, I think that's
and
great.
yes, they are young. They're 1 and 2.
Okay, so they're barely off the floor. But one of the things that the president talked about, and it certainly is devastating to me, and I'm sure to you and all of our viewers, when you pick up the newspaper or you pick up your phone and you read about a 4-year-old who's got his hands on the family gun and killed the local 3-year-old or whatever. I know that you said it's your personal decision to have safeties on your guns and to put your guns in safe places. Do you think that should be a requirement at all? Just because I think that you sound very responsible, and it breaks my heart every time I read about somebody who isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is something that absolutely strikes me right in the heart every time I hear that, because there are certain precautions that you're going to take, but at the end of the day, there are certain things that are left to chance. But one of the other things that was left to chance was the fact that somebody broke into my apartment and I had no means of defending myself at that point. We can't play the what if game. I'm sitting here saying, I was raped 10 years ago. This is my story. This is what happened. This is what I'm choosing. And it's regardless of what I want to carry or where I want to carry. I want to continue to keep that right to carry without the restrictions that he's placing on us now.
Well, it was a very compelling story, and you're nice to join us again after participating in the town hall. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Van, let me turn to you because you did not think President Obama exactly hit the ball out of the park when it came to his response to Kimberly Corbin. What would you have said had she said that to you?
I would have said, ma'am, I'd like to buy you a gun after what you went through. I mean, I think I'm a Southerner. I'm a good, strong liberal Democrat, but I was born in Tennessee. I went to public schools, church every Sunday, and I get how folks here, sometimes folks on the coast, when they talk about this stuff in such abstract terms. The president made a very good argument about gun safety in the home. I just thought it was ill-timed. I think the first thing you got to do is say, you know what, you deserve a gun, you have a right to have a gun, and I want you to have a gun.
Essie, I want to play this.
And he didn't do that.
I want to play this bite for you, President Obama, who clearly is not a gun owner.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.